We're ready.
Hey everyone, it's Sami again, and I'm here with the one and only Tom Maxwell, who I have finally had the opportunity to meet. I've played his songs for a long time on the radio, but I haven't actually met him before, and so I finally have. And we're at the Jerewan Country Music Camp Out, and it's been a fantastic week, actually,
It has, it's been great to catch up with you too, Sammy.
What did you get here, Friday?
We got here Friday, yeah, and it's been a wonderful weekend, a great weekend of country music once again.
Yeah, it has been. And you've been doing your show, 45 minutes on Saturday and Sunday, and the crowd keeps always demanding for more.
Yeah. No,
everyone loves it, it's great.
Pretty seasoned at it, actually. We've been on the road now for probably 15 years, so it's always great to come to festivals like this and catch up with your fans and that sort of thing. It's good to be sort of hands-on with your fans and catch up and have a bit of a chat with them, and fellow artists. It's always great to come along and catch up with fellow artists and meet new ones like yourself.
Yeah. So you've been touring, I heard?
Yes, we've been pretty busy this year. We left home, I think it was in early May of this year, and we've been on the road pretty much right up until now. I think maybe we had 10 days back at home in Tamworth between.
Cool.
But yeah, no, we spent a fair bit of time on the road this year.
Yeah. So what sort of places have you gone to?
We've gone down through Victoria and South Australia. Well, we actually kicked off, I think it was around the Wagga area back in May, and sort of worked our way down through Victoria, South Australia, and then we headed up to Camberwell to the little border town of Camberwell, which is quite a drive from anywhere really.
Yeah, where is that?
Well, it's actually it's 13 k's off the Northern Territory border. It's one of those little border towns. The only thing there is actually I think it's a pub and a post office and a couple of roadhouses. So not a very big town, but I've been attending a festival up there for I think the festival's been running 16 years, and I think out of the 16 years I've worked at 15 of them. So had a fair bit of association with Camberwell and places like Cloncurry, Mount Isa Rodeo, and yeah, all over the place actually.
Cool. So any plans after the Jerewan?
Yes, we're actually off to another festival at Singleton, which will be next weekend, and following on from there, we actually head up to Kempsey for the Slim Dusty Country Music and Memories weekend.
That's what's on.
And then following that, I think we're heading up to Kilcoy for Mud Bulls and Music, which is sounds like it'll be a good one. It'll be our first time there, and yeah, you know, we've got plenty to keep us going right up. I think nearly probably till Christmas time this year.
Oh, that's great. So any influences that started you off in music?
Oh, I guess I've always been, you know, I've always liked the bush ballad style of music. You know, a lot of the traditional style of music. I guess, you know, the likes of Slim Dusty and Stan Costa, those sort of guys. And also liked, you know, I always enjoy listening to instrumental albums. I think Lindsay Butler's one of my, you know, favourite instrumentalists, and yeah, I've now produced, I think it's 9 albums. We've nearly got 10. We'll hopefully have our 10th one out next year, but Lindsay's been behind them and played on all those albums. So yeah, and he has a great feel for the bush ballad style of music.
Yeah. So those albums, would you have any favourites that you reckon people should look at?
Oh, I think, you know, there's
or even any favourite songs, if it makes it easier.
Yeah, well, it's hard to say. I mean, over the years, you know, you've got 9 albums. I'd say you look at it over 100 songs, but you know, over the years, there's been some outstanding songs there. I think the first album I released had a lot of songs on it from a gentleman called Ray Rose, and Ray was a bushie, and what he wrote about, he sort of he knew what he was writing about, and I was lucky to hook up with him, and he was very happy to have me come along and record the songs, and he's always commented, you know, over the years, the way I've recorded his songs, that he's so happy that they come across with the feeling in it, the way they should be. So I guess, you know, with our travelling around and that, and a lot of the characters we meet, I can probably associate a lot easier to those people and the songs.
Yeah. So you write your own songs?
When I first started off, I'd written a couple of songs. Over the years, last few years, I guess it's been a bit of a drought, but you know, from time to time I come up with one. It's not something that I sort of spend a lot of time on, I guess, because I do get a lot of material sent to me, and I think there's a lot of songwriters out there that don't actually sing their own material. So, and we find that some of that material is really good stuff. So we tend to, or I tend to run with a lot of that. But every now and then, you know, if we're short of an album song or something, I've sort of got to get into gear and get something happening and try and get one. Yeah.
So your songs that you've written, what are they about?
Well, the latest one I put together, I actually co-wrote it with a bloke from down at Newcastle, Jeff Sidebottom. It was a song called Back to Kennelwheel. And back a few years ago, Sidey was out there in the band actually, and the festival had finished, and I said to Sidey, there's got to be a song in this place, you know, like we've been coming out here for years now, and a lot of the characters and the people we meet, there has to be a song in it somewhere. So anyway, I rattled off a few lines to him, and within you know, a week or so, we had the song down pat. And you know, prior to that, I sort of picked on subjects like a little nephew of mine whose dad's a drover and still is today. Not a lot of drovers about today, but I wrote a song about him, and you know, just sort of subjects that I know a bit about and can put them into song.
Yeah, more you relate to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yep. So, how did you actually start singing? Were your family into music? Or?
Well, it's a funny thing. There's no music in the family whatsoever, and I was a pretty late starter actually. I guess I never started till I was in my 30s, I guess. So you know, it's sort of something that just happened, and I met a lovely lady that I've since married, and sort of she's been behind me and you know, brought the best out in me, I guess, and she's been there beside me to you know, to give me the courage to keep going on. So it's been wonderful.
That's really, really good. Yeah, well, thank you so much for having a chat with us. It's been great to actually finally meet you. Oh, one last thing actually, have you got a website for people?
Yes, we do have a website, and I think if you look on that website, you can actually find I think we've got a film clip there that you can click on and have a look at, and if you like the film clip, you can certainly follow the directions on the website, and you can actually you can order the complete DVD. The song that's on the website is a full clip, so you know, there's there's another 7 on the DVD. So, and speaking of that Back to Kennelwheel one, that's one that's on there. So yeah, and the website is just naturally www.tommaxwell.com.au/.
That's great. And what about iTunes? Do you have iTunes?
No, we haven't got into iTunes. I find that you know, with the technology we got today and the cost in producing an album, I think it's something you've got to weigh up. You know, and I think any artist sort of, you know, unless you're with a big record company, I don't think any independent artist out there anyway could really probably afford to be running their tracks on iTunes, and unless you're only doing a single at a time or something.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much for having a chat, and make sure you all look onto his website, tommaxwell.com.au.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. Remembered it already. It's been great to meet you.
You too,
and
Sami.
I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.